Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. In today's video I am going to be sharing this big beautiful pile of vintage stationery paper stuff. This is just a collection of old paper products that I have collected over the last month or so, and I thought I would share it with you. It's a new video, but it just kind of gives you an idea of maybe what you could look for, how I find things and what I look for, and things that grab my eye. So when you're out looking, you can kind of change your tactics so for what you're looking for. So I'm just going to jump right in, and this is an old coupon book and it's completely intact. So we've got 25, 10, 5, 2, and 1 cent coupons in here. A lot of times these were for like ice. I've seen a lot of ice coupon books. This just looks like a general coupon book, but it's absolutely beautiful, and it's in pretty tough shape on the outside, so I'm not sure if I will personally keep it intact. I will probably break it apart and share these beautiful colored tickets with my friends. But this was like hidden in a pile of old junk paper, and I just happened to stumble upon it and recognized the outside look of it, and lo and behold, this beautiful stuff was on the inside. This is an an older, not new, common sense traveler's expense book. And typically men who were salesmen and were on the road a lot would keep these to keep track of their expenses. It was good for 31 days, but it's got just different ways of keeping track of your expenses. I love this. I wish they made these still, but in a less salesman Manny type of way, like in the size, and I think it's great. So there's a place for you to keep your appointments and phone numbers that you may need, and then 31 days of expenses, and then automobile expenses. Obviously, if you're going to be on the road that much, you want to be able to take note of all the things that your vehicle is doing. Cash in and out, how much you need to send back to your employer, what you need to keep, and then your route and address for the week. So it's an itinerary for what you need to do for the week. So I think it's great. I love this. I really wish there was a more modern version of this for just like road tripping. So anyway, next we have these amazing store value coupon stamp things. I've got a cute little pile of these blue chip ones, and I love these things. I collect them like crazy. I've got a beautiful collection of my own, but I never can have enough. I do like to share, and so I do have a personal collection that just is stowed away and kept safe, and then I do have a collection that I break apart and use in my crafting and then for my friends, just because I love these so much. So I found a cute little collection for this, and I'll have a little bit more information on how these were used in just a little bit. We've got this beautiful Burpee envelope. This is from the Burpee Seed Company, so I found this and thought that was cute. We've got an old passport before the newer, more modern ones came out. It's pretty much empty, but I think I'm going to use this as like a little mini travel journal. There is the photo still inside with the information, but it is a canceled passport, but I liked the look of it. We have this cute little notepad. You know me, I love anything with a letterhead. I prefer hotel letterhead and stationery, but I thought this is just cute to be able to tear off a piece or two and include it in my vintage paper packs, or to send in letters for pen pals. Next up, I have a pretty good collection of old maps. I got these pretty much for $1 each, so they're just going to get torn up, but I've got the Eastern United States, and I have actually already used this one. As you can see, I used it in a Journal With Me video. But I've got New England, and I just love the look of this. Looks like this is Boston, and I went to Boston a few years ago, but I just love the colors in this, and it's just going to be great to kind of tear apart and have that that map feel, and the colors are just fantastic. So I'm going to use this to tear apart, but also maybe put in some of my personal junk journals and my notebooks and stuff. We've got the New York metropolitan area. Oh, excuse me, I got a hiccup. But again, I loved the colors, and I'm just going to use it to tear apart. And we have a Tokyo map. I probably won't tear this apart until I actually go to Tokyo, so I can use it in the journal for that. And it's quite outdated, so I'm not sure how much of this is still actually going to exist, but I still love the look of it and grabbed it. Pretty sure it was only $1, so it didn't really hurt to grab. Then we have Georgia. Again, I just loved this like watercolored urban sketching look of the front. It's in pretty tough shape, but I just loved the colors. So, and Georgia's not too far away from me, so it'll be good to use in the future if I ever go. Now we have a Ontario road map. So I am going to Toronto at the end of the year, so I thought this was appropriate to have to include in my journal. So again, the colors are great, and I just love the look of that. This one is in super tough shape, but I just loved the colors of this. So, and it's it's really just torn to bits, but I really just love it. So this was in I think this is like the eastern coast. I have lived on the eastern coast of the country for my entire life. Yeah, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia. I've lived in all of these places, so this felt appropriate. And then we have another one here, Central States. This one was $2. North Carolina, South Carolina. Again, I loved that urban watercolor feel. And that is it. I only grabbed ones that felt like they were appropriate for my situation or my travels. So that's what I got. I don't like to go overboard. Next is another travel time book. This looks like it was maybe meant for a truck driver who had to keep track of the miles and hours and all of that stuff, but only a few pages of it were actually used, and I thought maybe I could use this to include in junk journals, some junk traveler's notebooks, traveler's notebook junk journals. I just liked the look of this paper. Next, we have some old canceled checks. I've gotten these several times in the past. I love the look of these, and I love the stamps on the back. I think it's great. Sometimes they're really awesome and legible, and sometimes they bleed like this, but they're just really intricate, and I just love the look of those. So I get those pretty much every time I see them. Next, we have a Parks and Recreation little notepad. I liked the look of it. It was appropriate. I live in Florida, and this is from Volusia County in Florida. So again, vintage paper packs and sending in the mail to friends. We have another ledger here. I'm not sure for what purpose. Daily check of cards. Cars. I'm not sure, but I thought the ledger print was cute. So I grabbed that for paper packs. Next, this almost slipped by me, but it's actually all-purpose quality writing paper, and it was pretty full. I'm not sure what kind of paper or what quality. I've pulled out a couple sheets, and I have not found any watermark, so I don't think it's like super high quality paper, but I liked the branding of it, and again, it'll be fun to play with this paper for junk journals, and including it in Happy Mail as well. You can probably guess or see that a lot of what I buy with the intent of passing on. I don't really hoard a lot. I mean, I do hoard a lot, but I get things with the intention of sharing them and sending them away to other people that I know will love them. So this was something that I absolutely fell in love with. If you've been following me for a while, then you know I love historic and grand hotels. And this was packaged separately, but I know it's from the same book. But it looks like a hotel pamphlet from different cities. This one is particularly from Boston, and I just absolutely, positively died and fell in love with this. The pictures, the advertising, the fact that it is something that I love. I love old hotels and maps. Oh. Then we have one for New York City. I need to contact the vendor for this specific spot that I bought this particular little booth, and see if she has the rest of this book, because I would absolutely love to have it. It's just the most beautiful travel book I've ever seen in my life. So all the hotels are just killing me, and I would love to research to see how many actually exist anymore. So there's that. Now we have a very old notebook, and it's in tough shape, but it's still equally beautiful. And the reason that it is beautiful is that it doesn't say what language, but I suspect German. And it's from a student who was learning about electricity. I just think this is absolutely fantastic. I originally bought it just because I loved the look of this label, and I flipped like this and I was like, oh my god, that paper is so beautiful. It's upside down because the margin is up down here when it's meant to be up here. And when I flipped through and saw all the drawings, I just fell in love. So love this. Beautiful. Next we have another Lucky Star notepad. I've probably personally got several of these. I purchased this for a friend because it's just beautiful to have up on the shelf, and it's beautiful to actually use the paper. So I've got that. This is the Top Value Stamp Family Gift Catalog. So when I was sharing these, when you collect a certain amount of these, you get to purchase things with them. So you can trade in your stamps and purchase things from the catalog. So I flipped through this yesterday, and you can pretty much furnish your entire house with these stamps. And it was really amazing looking through and remembering things that I remember in my grandmother's house, like this. I think everybody's grandma had one of these, and I love this. I actually own this typewriter right now. It's actually just behind me. But the point of all this is you collect these little stamps right here from the stores, and look at that. Isn't that, you could buy boats. You just trade in these stamps that you get from regularly shopping, and you can get these beautiful things. I wish they still did things like this, because I would much rather get stuff like this, like trade in stamps to get stuff, than use coupons. That's my personal opinion. Look at this post box. Ooh. So this is a great find. Love this. Next we have another ledger. This is from the Department of Agriculture here in Florida, and it is just a carbon copy situation. Loved it. Thought it was going to be great for vintage paper packs, and it felt appropriate because it's Florida. Next we have this Eaton calligraphy writing paper. This is from the Schaefer Eaton brand, and it comes with some grids so that you can practice your proper calligraphy, and then the actual paper right here. To me, it looks more like certificate paper, but it's still very pretty. So I've got an entire pad of that. And then we have this awesome thing. It is postcard wrapping paper. I don't want to discuss how much I spent for it. I spent way too much money on it, but I just thought, what the heck, you only live once. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to wrap my journal in it. And it's just absolutely beautiful. These vintage postcards. It's just so good. Absolutely love that. So, I paid $6 for it, which is pretty gross, considering that's actually the most expensive thing in this pile that I just showed. All right, I have a few more things that are just off screen, so I'm just going to move all of this aside here. All right, I found this box, and it is old life paper money. So it's an entire box, all different colors. I can't tell you how many times I've dumped these on the ground already. But there's all different colors and denomination. Again, another wonderful thing to be able to include in vintage paper packs and to send in Happy Mail. Love the look of these. Got a really good deal on them. And this is actually my third box of paper play money. So that's fun. All right, and then the last things. I saved the best for last. I have been coming across these vintage typewriter tins more and more lately. So I'm just going to bring these in a little closer so that you can see the detail up close. This one actually has its ribbon inside. So I thought that was really fun to see that it was wrapped in foil originally. And then we've got this one. This Vogue one is really, really cute. I love this. The serial number and letting you know what's in there. This one is probably the best one in condition. And then the last one how fun is that? So that's it. This is some of the things, well, all of the things that I have purchased over the last month or so. So stay tuned for some updates in the Etsy shop. Probably going to start putting together new paper packs and stuff. I want to collect a few more things before, but these are going to be some of the new things. And I thought about even stuffing these full of pretty things and selling these. So the tin, and then it's going to be filled with stuff. So keep an eye on that. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that you enjoyed this look into some of the things that I purchased when I was antique shopping this past month. If you have any questions, as always, please leave them down below, and I will hang out with you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye.